Rating company Moody's gave out a statement a couple of weeks ago telling that perhaps Carlsberg and Heineken are in the biggest trouble because most of their business is in Europe. How do you see this?
I'm not sure they're completely right. A big part of our business that's outside Europe. So if you take, in terms of volume, about 40% would be in Western Europe, 60% would be outside Western Europe, so in Eastern Europe and Asia. And based on what I just said, if you start seeing again some growth coming back into Eastern Europe, Asia being a growth region, that means close to 2/3 of our volume would be exposed to growth regions. So I think we have a nice balance, and you want some developed markets in your portfolio, you want some emerging markets in your portfolio, because you have more risk, but also more opportunity when we talk emerging markets. In a stable developed markets, less risk, but also less opportunity. And I think we have a nice balance.
Carlsberg has also had challenging times in Russia during the couple of few years. How do you see the markets developing?
Because a lot of those, and it's true, we have had some very significant challenges. I call them the last 3 years extraordinary years. First, Russia was hit really hard by the crisis, and that took 10% volume out of the beer category simply because of the crisis hitting the world, linked to the Lehman's collapse. And then before the consumer was out of that crisis, it was decided in Russia to have a beer tax increase of 200%, which meant we had to take prices up a lot on beer. And then we had a very bad harvest, which meant malt prices went up by 120, 130%, another big price increase to the consumer. So some very extraordinary circumstances hitting Russia 3 years in a row has taken growth out. And now the average Russian person drink a lot less than what we drink in most European markets in terms of beer, not vodka, but in terms of beer. And that's why we are likely to start seeing some growth again coming back into the Russian market, but has been challenging. There's still more discussion about regulation, but I think it looked like it's going to be more manageable, and we had some external factors we don't assume and don't expect to keep hitting the market every year in the last 2 years.